I'm Paul Page on YouTube, and this is GP Laps.
Oh, Paul Page, you're quite loud there this morning. How's everybody doing out there? Welcome back to IndyCar Racing 2. For the 1990 season, we're getting on quite deep into it now. And I hope you're all ready for one of the best tracks. I think we can all agree this is one of the best tracks in all of classic IndyCar and kart racing. Welcome to the Cleveland Grand Prix, the classic airport circuit. I'm excited to be back with this. It's always so long between these for no reason. But I'm excited for this one. It's round number 7 of the 1990 season. We're playing IndyCar Racing 2, which is a game from 1995. We've already gone through the 89 season, and now we're on to the 1990 season. With our driver, Ryan Axelson. If we look at his car there. And it's been up and down, I would say, right? Up and down through the whole season so far. We'll look at all the results and everything. But came off a pretty big result last time out, winning at the Portland Grand Prix. And we're in the stretch of all the road circuits and everything that plagues the middle of the season before we get back to some of the ovals. And so, man, it's going to be important for me today to do well here, to have any shot. We'll look at everything. So if we look through the championship, continue our championship. Good, everything's still here. So round number 7, we've gone through Phoenix, Long Beach, Indianapolis, Milwaukee, Detroit downtown circuit, and last time out Portland. I had a mechanical failure at Detroit, which took me out of a potentially pretty good result. I don't think we were going to win that race. I think, I forget who passed us, and they were super quick. Probably Michael Andretti, looking at the results here. But a lot of mechanical attrition there, which is interesting. But then we went on to Portland, where I won last time out from Danny Sullivan. I thought it was a great win. It was a really competitive race. We had 3 different leaders who led a majority of the race, and had yellow flags and strategy and all of the things that make this so much fun. And so I'm hoping for more of the same today as we roll on to Cleveland at the classic airport circuit. And I've said it enough already, but this is one of my favorite tracks. And from here, we head to 2 of the trickiest circuits, I think, on the calendar, Meadowlands and Toronto. And we're running this whole season with realistic damage and mechanical failures and really difficult AI and things. And so I'm quite nervous about those street tracks. But although this is a road course, and I think technically it falls into the street track bucket, I feel like Cleveland's a little bit different just because it is an airport circuit. It's so wide in Cleveland and everything. So if we click in, here's the championship as it stands currently. And you can see Michael Andretti, he's the number 3 M. Andretti. So we also have his father in here, but he's leading the way with 3 wins, 5 top 5s, 5 top 10s, 2 poles, 91 points. He's having a very dominant season thus far. And, man, it's going to be really tough. He's going to have some bad luck, and I'm going to have some good luck, I think, at this point. But there's still a long ways to go. We're not even halfway. And so Ryan Axelson sitting in second, getting that second position over this battle we're having. And it's really close in the middle here with Alan Sir Jr. and Ari Lyondike and Bobby Rahal. Even Danny Sullivan and Rick Mears aren't super far away in this kind of top 10 battle at the moment. But today could help sort that out even further. But certainly want to stay ahead of Alan Sir Jr. and Ari as well, and hold on to at least the second place and see if we can push forward a little bit. And I don't know. I don't know what we're going to be able to do, but I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we can do. And so we come to Cleveland, the classic airport circuit. Important to note, so if you watch the 1989 race I did with this, it was a slightly different version of the circuit. Right after the start-finish line, there was kind of a chicane that went down and made a different turn 1 than I think we're all familiar with. For 1990, they actually went to the layout we know now. But it was at the very last second after practice. Can you imagine this? After practice, the drivers were complaining about the bumps through that chicane and headed into what was then turn, I think, 3. And so they changed it and made just a straight shot down to that hairpin that we all know now as kind of a last second, we'll try to change it. And that's how we ended up with the Cleveland layout we know today, which is such a good layout. I think it enhances it. I mean, it was already pretty good, with the chicane. It's now very good. We'll go out and do a quick couple laps of practice. I haven't driven much this morning. I'll show you around the track. This is perhaps one of the best looking tracks, I think, for IndyCar too, and it's surprising because I feel like this would be an easy one to maybe not an easy one to recreate, but one that's maybe not as challenging as some of the ones with all the elevation and stuff. But Pavel did a great job at recreating this one. Kill my ears here. There we go. We'll come down though. So last season we actually dove onto this road that we're on now, which is now the pit exit, and then we did a wider arc through the corner. But this is now the traditional layout that you all know. We'll come through. The thing I noticed about this track is I feel like this would be an easy one to just say, just make it pancake flat, because for all intents and purposes it is a pretty flat track. But Pavel actually did add some elevation here, and if you've raced the Automobilista 2 version of this that came out recently, you'll notice, like as we come through here around the top part of the course, this right-hander here has an uphill, a little bit of an elevation, and he's captured that here, and then it drops off on the other side. It's very well done. I was really, really impressed with this recreation of it. The end of the lap here, though, is probably the scariest part. This pit wall comes out of nowhere, and it was actually like that. I went and watched a quick replay to make sure I wasn't seeing things. We'll come through the final chicane. That's probably the biggest danger zone today, as will be turn number 1. We'll come down just after the 4 marker, jump on the brakes, get all the way down to first gear, and try to find the turn in. But yeah, it's a wide track. It's tough to see where you're going. There's thankfully some cones that were added in this version that weren't there in the original. Ooh, I missed the apex there. There's going to be a lot of missed apexes today, I think. The cones help greatly, though, just trying to find where the corners are. Do a couple quick laps here just to feel the car out before we jump into qualifying. We'll hope for no restarts today. I've been doing all right the past couple races, I think. I know I DNF'd out of Detroit, but I made it through at least the start of that race clean. Better turn in there. You can clip the grass just a little bit. It doesn't upset the car very much in IndyCar 2. Yeah, turn 1 is definitely tricky, especially with the way the AI brake for it and tend to stack up, especially in the early running. I'm a little worried about traffic through there, but it is such a wide track that we really have no excuses today for hitting anybody. Yeah, I've got a little bit of a CRT effect that I put on. I think it makes the game look better because it's how it was. It's how I remember seeing it back in the day. Boy, I feel slow today. We should be able to get down quite low into the 50. I think I did a 58 in some of my practicing. So when we go into qualifying, we'll really want to. Figure out how to get there. All right, bunch of cars in front. There's 25 cars in the race today, which is the number that actually ran the Cleveland race. And I think it was a race won by Danny Sullivan. Days there coming back on me. Jeff Wood in front. I'm trying to remember all the drivers now. It's been a couple weeks. The most difficult part is the side-to-side, just understanding where cars are, to your left and to your right, and that's why the mirrors are curved and make the kind of distorted picture of when you go past cars, so you can at least know that there's somebody next to you. But it's still quite tricky. All right, I'm going to practice a pit-in once because I don't think I've actually practiced that yet. Good to not have to do that during the race. I'm expecting some yellow flags today. I just feel like it's going to be one of those races where we get some yellow flags. Even though it's a wide track, we had one in our 89 season, which was very rare because I ran that on the arcade damage. And so if we had a yellow flag in the 89 season, I feel like we're definitely going to have one here in the 90 season with realistic damage and everything. Go through this top corner. All right, we can get into the pits. I'll turn the engine down just a little bit. Wow, it's so tight. That's going to be fun if I've got cars chasing me coming in to the pits. All right. Now, I wanted to point this out. I didn't know this was the case. But this track represents the 1995 version of the track, and look at the record for the track record at the time, which I thought was pretty cool on a day like today. Crazy that Gilles de Ferran passed away. I don't think anybody expected that. He was such a young guy, but definitely one of those iconic guys from that, IndyCar kart split era, unfortunately, and then into the Champ Car kart series, and then over and winning the Indianapolis 500 towards the end of his career. Really impressive career. Of course, going to be remembered as the fastest guy of all time. I think that'll probably stand, I imagine. But I thought that was neat. I had no idea that he held the track record in 95, which is what the circuit's based on, but it looks like he did, which is cool. All right, we'll jump into the qualifying session. So I'm gonna take a little bit of fuel out. Shouldn't need that much fuel in the car for qualifying. It's a timed session. If you haven't been here this season, it's a timed session. The way IndyCar Racing 2 does it is it does split the field into two groups. Everybody's already turned to time, and then it'll have half of the cars out there randomly with me also trying to improve their times. They usually do, but we'll look at where things are at right now. And so looks like half the field is under a minute, so I'll need to definitely get under a minute, and definitely we'll need to get into the 58s to start towards the front. But it looks like Allenser Jr.'s on the provisional pole right now. So we'll go out and try to get a good lap here. Let me know if the engine sounds better. I tried to turn it down just a little bit. Oop, I'm speeding in the pits. I don't think that matters in qualifying, thankfully. Yeah, if you want to get this game, I have a link in the description to my I made an installed tutorial and everything. If you want to get it running how I do, with modern controls and all that. All right, so I definitely need to get under a minute. I would be upset if I don't get into the 58s, if I'm honest. I should be able to do that here. Now, there's no force feedback in IndyCar 2. It didn't actually really exist yet for racing sims at home anyway. All right, slide through that final chicane. You can take it really fast if you're a little gutsy. We'll head down to turn number 1. Try to brake as late as possible. Go nicely through the first apex. We'll let it ring out a bit more during the race. I want to short shift just a little to hopefully avoid some kind of failures. I really hope I don't have a mechanical failure today. That would be a big time bummer. Right out onto the grass just a little bit. Missed the turn in just slightly there. It's able to hook it in though. Looks like I'm understeering. Gave it a little rear bar. Maybe I'll soften the front one click as well. All right, I don't think this is going to be too good of a lap, but we'll see. Right at the 3 marker there, get it down to 3rd gear, and just try to get as close to that wall on the inside as you can. right. Whoa, under a minute, but man, just barely, and that's only got me up to 14th. I really need to carve an extra second out of this time. 4/10 off Andretti in front. It's John. Ah, missed the turn in there. Yeah, I guess I have a banker, right? I'm not going to start last, but it'd be, I don't think 14th is very good. I'll be right in the thick of everything. I'd like to be more out front than this. All right, this lap's not going to be very good. I messed up the chicane there. Whoa. All right. Really dive into the apex there. Let's see if I can try to find this one. Come on. The car is understeering quite a lot. And I just got on the grass turning into this chicane. Oh man. This is difficult so far. We got 6 minutes to go. Should have enough fuel to do a few more laps. It's about a gallon and a quarter per lap, which will be important when we start thinking about race strategy for today. All right. Come on now. We got a couple cars. I hope I don't hit traffic. It's always the difficult thing in qualifying. I think that's Alistair Jr. behind me as I run wide through turn number 1. Come on. Yeah, this track, I mean, that's really the defining quality of Cleveland is it's hard to find the line because it's just so wide. There's a lot of extra space that you don't need. You really need to make the track a lot more narrow in your mind to find the fastest way around here. It's a little slow there. Really cut the apex. And they're fast today. I know I can do a 58. I've done it before. Oh, there we go. 59.3 up to 11th. Still not really where I want to be. Yeah, the cones are really nice. They did have them there on the real track too, so it's not really cheating or anything. Right up to the cone though. Whoa. Okay, I gotta add some more front bar. Car's turning in a bit too much now. All right, catching, I think, AJ Foyt here. I can't imagine what AJ would have thought of a track like this. Oh no, this is Dobson, I believe. Oh no! Oh, and take out Dobson with me. Dang. I just misjudged the turn in there. Trying to dive up the inside of Dobson and totally completely wrecked the primary. Watch the replay of it. Well, that's something we won't want to be doing during the race. Yeah, I just hit that wall, hit the outside wall. No, not the best quali. I think that's going to be it for the sessions because I don't think the crew would be able to get the car repaired. Man. All right. That's disappointing, but I think that's going to be it for the qualifying. I think I could technically go out. I think that would be cheating, though. I think that would be be cheating at this point to go back out. Man. All right, so we'll look at, I guess, the qualifying results and the grid for this race. We got Alistair Jr. taking the pole, a 58.5. I think I could have gotten, honestly, not too much higher up. My best lap ever would have been just with Eddie Cheever here. So, although that's a bit disappointing, I was still about 0.5 off my best time. I think I don't think I would have improved, to the top 5 or anything. But I thought I don't know. I always do a little bit better when I'm streaming than when I'm practicing myself. So I thought I was going to do a bit better there. But Ari Leyendijk in second, starting in the front row. We got Danny Sullivan and then Michael Andretti starting in fourth. Oh, boy. So, Michael, we really need to hope he's got some issues and is not the fast one. Hopefully he's not the fast one today. Bobby Rahal's back in fifth with Rick Mears starting sixth. Good for Rocket Mears up there. Eddie Cheever back in seventh with Scott Goodyear right behind him. And then Mario Andretti. I'm behind Mario. Oh, man. Raul Boisel in 10th. And then myself, Ryan Axelson. We're starting back in 11th today. It's a long ways. Emerson Fittipaldi's right behind me. He's not been having a very good season. He had a much better season in real life. Teo Fabi's back in 13th. John Andretti 14th. AJ Foyt is back in 15th. We'll look at the back half of the grid. Tony Bettenhausen is in 16th with Scott Brayton back in 17th. Jeff Wood 18th. Randy Lewis 19th. Hiro Matsushita in 20th. Roberto Guerrero quite far down, I think, 21st. Mike Groff in 22nd. Dominic Dobson 23rd. That's who I was trying to pass right there, and really messed up his qualifying as well. Didier Thays back in 24th, and Dean Hall at the back of the grid. Definitely have some traffic today, but I'm hoping because the circuit is so wide that it doesn't cause too many issues with the race today. All right. Does it make sense to start with lower fuel in hopes for a caution? So I'm gonna go full tanks. I think it makes sense to keep my options open. But the race today, so it's an 85-lap race around the circuit, 85 laps. I believe we can do, on a full tank of fuel without fuel saving or anything, we can do about 32 laps. And so we've got a bit to play with. I think the fuel window itself opens. If we add 32, so 64 laps into the race would leave about 21. So once we get to 21 laps, if a yellow flag comes out, we know we could pit and still make it to the end without having to fuel save. So if it's around that 21 lap period, then we know that we could make it. Maybe have to save if it's a little less than that. And we'll just have to calculate as we go. I know you all will keep me updated with the fuel burn. I'm sure it will be slightly different than what I calculated before. But yeah, 85 laps. If nothing weird happens, we'll pit around lap 30, I'm sure. And then again, we'll pit around lap 60 and then drive to the end. So hopefully this goes a lot better than my qualifying session just did. But we'll jump in, start the race. I think we're good to go. The Cleveland Grand Prix. Thanks for tuning in today. I know every time I do one of these, because it is a few weeks between them, I get some folks that I don't think have seen this before. And if you're wondering why would I play a game that's so old, hopefully this demonstrates it today. But we've had some great races this season. The races, the strategy, the figuring out how to get through the pack. It's such a fun and entertaining game, and it covers one of my favorite eras in racing, being the late 80s, early 90s. Kart and Indycar, so it's just kind of a favorite of mine and a favorite of a lot of the folks watching. I know I've converted a few people too that thought it was originally maybe a little too old looking for them. After you see some racing in it, you maybe think otherwise. It's still a really cool game. All right, we'll try to do what we can here. Turn one dive bomb. It is tempting. It is tempting to lunge half the field. I'm not going to try to do anything too extreme here. And as always, we've got realistic failures and damage and everything. If something crazy happens in the first little bit of the race that's really out of my control, we will restart things just to make sure we have a race today. But if it's after the first stint and we've got some kind of issue, mechanical or crash, even if it's my own doing, that's it. That's the result. So hopefully that doesn't happen today. I'm hanging back because I feel like they're all going to check up here. Here we go. Coming to the final chicane. We'll get started. Round number 7, 1990 kart season, Cleveland Grand Prix. Oh, it's green. A little bit late on the start there. Boiselle off to my left. We'll head down to turn number 1. Just a little bit easier on the brakes. Scott Goodyear fades to the inside. We'll try to find an apex. Oh, he's right there. All right, through turn 1. Here's Scott Goodyear to the inside. It's tough to figure out like where to pass people. I checked up on the brakes a little bit there. He's going to look back to the inside as we come through the chicane. So we're up into 10th. We gained 1 spot off that start. We got Emo right behind me. We're just trying to get through this first lap and then see if we can make some moves. I think T1's going to be the place today. Oh, as Emo comes up the inside. He surprised me there. I didn't expect that. Just got to get my brain focused on the race pace. After doing qualifying, it's easy to outdo things with full fuel. The car is quite a lot heavier as Emo fades to the inside. I probably could have jumped on him there. He's going to pass Goodyear. So I think Emo's quite quick today. I'll try to get Goodyear back on this straight. Get the inside line this time. It's a much better place to be, obviously. All right, grab the spot from Goodyear. Back into 10th. Yeah, Fittipaldi did not like his qualifying either. He's headed to the front, I think. We're working on, I think, Mario now in front, yeah. See if we can follow him up the field, maybe. I feel a bit slow today. I don't know. Not even just compared to the AI, just my driving. I gotta wake up. Oh, really jump on the brakes there. Try to follow Emo through. It gets so weird into turn 1. So everybody's kind of brake checking each other. Well, imagine Mario locked him up there. I was able to sneak around the inside as well. So P9 now. Got Eddie Cheever in front of us, which is surprising. I don't feel like we've seen Eddie too much this season running up front. Understeering through the middle of the corner. And if you're wondering what lap and things we're on, every time we pass the start-finish line in the top left, you'll see a little pit board pop up, and it'll tell us our position and our lap time, as well as how many laps to go. Keep it immersive like that. That way we can have the standings up the whole time, too, to just see the cars that are around me. But 82 laps to go. All right, I got a lot of speed coming into T1, so I think that's going to be where I do the moves. This Cheever gets held up there behind Emo. We'll pass him here on the inside as well. All right. Following Emo through the field. It's kind of cool. And I'm trying to shift just before the red light turns on the dash, just to make sure we're not over revving the engine at all. It turns on right at about 12,800 RPM. So if I can shift to 12.5, that's really what I'm looking for. Try to be as easy on the car as possible and hope she holds together. We've had mixed bag for luck this season with mechanical failures and things. All right, I think we're closing in on the leader. There's a big pack of cars up here. Not sure. It looks like it might be Ari Lyondike up in the lead, so he maybe got the jump on Allister Jr. and maybe is holding him up. Not sure, but this is interesting. It's really packed up here. think I see Michael Andretti up there, just a couple cars ahead, which is good. Emo runs a bit wide there. He's trying to set up a pass maybe on Bobby and Ray Hall right in front, right out to the wall. You gotta be careful. There's only a couple places where you can see the walls, that corner and then this chicane, and those are really the ones I gotta be the most careful on today. Ooh, just sneak up the inside of Emo. He actually gives me the space for it. I didn't expect that. All right, side by side with Emo. This is weird. Everybody is quite slow up front. I was expecting a car, maybe two, to run away with it, but we might have gotten lucky today in that nobody is super fast. I thought it might be Emo behind me, though. We've seen kind of how the game works is it picks one or two drivers that are just much faster on a given day. 4.2 seconds off the lead. Yeah, we're actually gaining on the leader despite being in 7th. We'll just try to hold it together nice and smooth. This is definitely not going to be an easy task to get through all these cars, but if I can do this well, we might be able to actually get up to the front. We'll be hitting lap traffic in not too long, I'd imagine. Wow, I just absolutely murdered them into the first corner. Got to be careful about that. I don't want to launch myself over the rear wing of anybody today. All right, got to find a place to get around Bobby here. If you remember this race last season, I really should have won it. I led a ton of the race and then had a crash later in it. I think through that whole chicane area that we thankfully don't have this year. But I'm seeking revenge for the second season through. Jump up the inside of Ray Hall. There we go, down into T1. All right, P6 now chasing Michael. He's stuck up behind. I guess that's got to be Danny then. And they both got Ari. Oh, it looks like Ari might have fallen off, so maybe the leaders are now going to be getting away. But this is good. Michael Andretti is pretty deep in the pack here. Doesn't seem like he was the fast driver today. The turn in there just a little bit. I'm scared of that wall now that I hit it in qualifying. All right, we're down the first 10 gallons of fuel. Just be careful on the downshifts there. I don't want to blow the car. So we're a quarter into our first stint. Things are looking good. Good start. And I'm right with all the leaders here. I think one car is broken away. Right on the tail of Michael Andretti now. We had a coming together at Portland last race, remember, on lap 1, which I think we all agreed was Michael's doing. But surely he won't forget that. Oh, man, I almost hit the wall there. I turned in slightly too early and I corrected and it shot me out wide. All right, come on. There's a long race to go here. I don't need to do anything too brash. I'm definitely faster than him. And they really jump on the brakes there right towards the end of the braking zone. They almost brake a little too early, but then they slam on the brakes a little bit extra towards the very end. closed up on him a lot there too. I gotta be careful here. I don't know why I'm chasing him like this. I should be able to easily get him into the T1. I just gotta set him up. Just set him up for this. Nice and smooth through here to mess it up. He swings way all wide as well. Memo's right on me now. It seems like the field's equalizing out just a little bit. Michael's knows I'm here now. I'm right on him. Seems like we're losing out to whoever's in the lead now. Yeah, I don't know why they were so slow for that little few laps, but it's just part of that dynamic AI that makes this so much fun. They don't just run a pace, the entire race and sort it out and run in a single file or anything like that. They change as the race goes. I got to do something with my car here. I feel like I'm oversteering and understeering at the same time. A little bit closer this time. I could go for the ultra lunge. I just want to be careful with it in case he pops out to make a move or something. All right, he's looking on Danny. I should have followed him through. Danny gets held up a little bit there. Might have a run on him coming down to the chicane. 6th gear here. Side by side with Danny into the chicane. Ugh. It's just really tough to judge how close side to side you are to be able to make moves like that. All right, we got to get around Danny here so we don't lose Michael. All right, I got to get into a groove. I feel like I'm kind of all over the car. It looks like maybe Ari's jumping in the pits. Uh-oh. That's one of my buffers for Michael to not score a ton of points today. He might be having a mechanical then. Grass there. Stiffen the rear up just a little bit. Fuel's burning off, so the car's handling should in theory get better. Nicer run through the chicane there. I'm a little slow there, and that's really what's killing me, because coming down to T1 here, I should be able to outbrake some of these guys. Ooh, we'll try for a late lunge on Danny. Dive up the inside, just run the whole way out to the outside of the track. That's a really late pass, but able to make that work. Come on, get the shifts better. All right, let's try to stretch out a little bit of a gap from Danny behind. So we're chasing Michael Andretti. Allison Jr.'s up in second. It looks like he's actually battling with somebody for the lead, which is probably a good thing. I imagine we're going to be hitting lap traffic quite soon. Michael's definitely not slow today, but he's maybe not the best out here. A bit wide through the first corner, but carries speed. feel like I just have not found the line at all yet through anything. All right, we can see some lap traffic up there, though. I think that's Jeff Wood we're catching. Maybe Michael will get caught up behind a lap car. We can sneak around. Michael's caught up behind somebody. Dean Hall, I think. Whoa, he's very slow there. Try to follow him through. Get on Dean here. So Michael is able to get around Dean quite easily. I'll get him here on the back section of the course. That's a tough pass. There's an amazing... If you want to watch a good IndyCar race, go watch the 1995 Cleveland Grand Prix. It's, I think I mentioned it last year during this race too, because it's one of the, it's got to be in the top 10 all-time road races in IndyCar. It's just such a good race. Robbie Gordon, Jacques Villeneuve, a bunch of other cars too, but them two I'm just remembering going down into that corner where I just passed Dean Hall side by side. Really good camera work and stuff as well. It's a good race. All right, Michael gets through. Didier Days in the chicane. We should be able to get Days quite easily here into turn one. It's actually been a little while since I've watched that race, and I think I'm due for another rewatch. It's just a really good one, through and through. Still right here with Michael. This is the championship fight. I mean, I got to get in front of him, and I got to hope he's got issues today, because even if I beat him by one spot, it's really not enough. We're losing the leaders just a little bit. About 10 seconds off now. It's got to be Rick Mears up there, right? Leading the way. Right up to the cone on the inside. All right, we're coming up to Dobson. Try to get around him a little bit better than I did in practice or qualifying. All right, I've lost track of what lap we're on. And I just need to keep that in mind, because if a yellow flag comes out, I need to know whether or not to pit. I think we're still a little early for the pit window. Not much, though. We're over half tank of fuel at this point. Oh, Andretti takes a bad line there. Thinking about getting around Dobson. He's going to look at him through the chicane here. It's going to get kind of weird. Oh, he gets held up. No! Are you kidding me? Turbo failure. Is that the same failure I had in Detroit? What's with the turbos in my car? It is in the first stint. What the heck? What, like, am I doing something wrong, or do I just have the worst turbos? Dang, that was a really good race too. All right. Well, it is per my rules, which I've stated many times. We're gonna restart the race, which I don't want to do. It's so deep, like it's already so much race, but man, it's the holidays. You're right. Now we'll restart. Hopefully, it doesn't happen again. If this does happen again, that's gonna be it. But we will take the restart. I know some of you will hate that. Most of you will love it. That's just so bizarre. I feel like I didn't really do anything wrong. But we did say, I've said since the very first stream, I had rules I wrote down and put on the screen that if the game gives me a mechanical or the AI does something stupid in the first stint before I pit, that we would restart the race. So that we at least have some kind of race today, because that was a very short little time. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think there's anything. I barely hit the rev limiter at all, or the red light ever. I really don't think I did anything wrong. Yeah, I often don't race with mechanical failures either, but I think for a full season thing like this, it is like a failure could happen towards the end of a race, and I mean that happens in real life, and that's what makes it challenging. But yeah, it'll be different. So this will give you guys a really good look at how race to race IndyCar Racing 2 is dramatically different. I guarantee you it's going to be a very different race. So forget everything that you just saw. That was a fever dream before the race started. Different cars are going to be fast. Different cars are going to be slow. Ari Leyendijk is back in the race now. I'll just try to get a good start. I got to reset myself. I got a heavy car again. Full fuel. We're just going to try to go nice and easy through the first lap here. All right, green's out. Man, our old boy Zell jumps to the outside in front of me. Away we go for the Cleveland Grand Prix for the second time. Jump down to turn 1. Side by side, get around 2 cars with much better start this time. That's the other thing too. I'm going to be better. All right, we got Eddie Cheever in front. Ooh, he runs out wide. Come on, Eddie. Working with a Formula One driver. Jump up the inside of Eddie here. He's very slow. No, I don't think we've ever discovered that your boost knob has anything to do with the turbo failing or failures in general. It's just fuel burn, really. All right, come around and complete the first lap. It was a much better first lap than last time. Chasing Mario Andretti here. We got, I think, Rick Mears just in front of him. Maybe it was Rick that was out front last time. Well, Mario's quite slow into turn 1. Jump up the inside. Just push him out to the edge. Mario wouldn't like that. Got Ari right in front of Rick. I think Michael's scooting away from him. It's just my luck that I had a race where Michael was not going to be the fastest car out here, and now suddenly the second try he's going to be quick, I imagine. It's just my luck. Scoot through the final chicane. Whoa. I did not expect Rick to jump a little bit to the outside there. All right, I need to get around these two because Michael's not super far ahead right now. I just don't want to lose him. Just get up the inside of Rick into this chicane. Not the ideal passing spot, but easy to make it happen there on him. Slide the car a bit through the second part of it. We'll come around the double right-hander. Get a good run down the backstretch on Ari. Right in his slipstream too, but coming up to the chicane here. If it was a final lap, I would try it, but got a long race to go. All right, onto the front stretch, come across the line. All right, so up to P5 here. And now chasing Michael, we're kind of back to where we were. Yeah, Ari was also happy for a restart. You're right. A little bit wide there. All right, I don't think Michael is super fast today. I think I'm holding with him or even gaining on him just a little bit. Trying to be nice and smooth. I think being smooth at Cleveland pays off because it's such a wide track. It's a very fast track for, you know, kind of a pseudo street course, and I think that's one of the reasons why everybody really likes it a lot. Not only that, it's kind of just a neat place to have a race on an airport. It's a fast flowing track. It's got a great layout. You could make a much worse track around an airport, for sure. All right, right on the back of Michael now. I think next lap I can get him there, if not sooner. Just try to stick with him through this lap and set him up for a good pass somewhere. Right on the back of Michael. Yeah, I'm way quicker than him. Whoa, hit the grass just slightly there. Just don't want to spin the car. Just got a good run through the chicane. On the throttle nice and early. Nice run on Michael down the front stretch. Fade to the inside, should easily be able to outbrake him here. Get down to first gear, a little bit of a tight line. Just watch for that over-under, able to accelerate away. All right, make the pass up to fourth. Bobby Rahal in front. Let's try to get a gap to Michael behind. Just nice and smooth here. Should be able to pull away from him. He seems a bit slow today. Looks like Unser Jr.'s in second, so I'm not sure who we have out front. Over rev just a little bit there. Yeah, it would be Sullivan, so imitation of real life. We'll see if we can pull in Sullivan at all. 11.6 seconds last time through. I lost a bit, but I had to pass Michael that lap, so let's see if I can just do some smooth laps and try to close the gap a bit. Sullivan's really quick today, though. This is what I was thinking, or why I was surprised last race that we were so close to the leader fighting through traffic. Usually one or two drivers will just be really quick. Doesn't seem like Bobby's super fast today, but he's got a good pace. I missed the turn in there. Making lots of driving errors today. I think it's just because this track is so tricky. It's so wide. There's not a lot to base your line on. The AI, in my opinion, is the best part about this game. Oh, I held station with Danny that lap. Not their wheel-to-wheel racing. Although they don't do much worse than a lot of modern games, but it's not the wheel-to-wheel racing that's good, it's the race. The fact that they can put a whole race together and pit at the right time and, you know, be quick and slow, and you can do a whole championship and it's interesting. That's really where this game excels. Decent through the end of that lap. .3 on Danny, man, he is very fast. It's gonna be tough to do laps like that every lap, but I'll try. Long ways to go, a lot of lap traffic to pass, still pits and everything. We're not even to the point we were before the failure last race, so we're still repeating what we already did to an extent, albeit I think a bit better this time. Oh, man, that was a big wobble there. Still gained on Danny, though. I think he's probably passing some lap traffic now, if I was to guess. I'm reeling in Bobby here just ever so slightly, very slowly. Just got to keep working on him. All right, some lap traffic ahead. I'll spice things up a bit. 8.7 seconds off Sullivan now. And I forgot Alonso Jr.'s up there too, so we got to get past a couple more cars. Sitting in 4th place right now. If you're just tuning in, we did restart the race. I had a turbo failure after 15 or so laps, and we've always said that if the mechanical failure happened in the first stint, that we would restart the race. I will say that this time, if I get a mechanical failure in the first part of this race, or any part of this race, that will be, I think we're going to have to say the gods just don't want me to finish Cleveland. But hopefully that doesn't happen. It would be weird, I think, to have it 2 times in a row. So hopefully whatever randomization we got this time works with us. A little bit slow there. I should have really flew through that. All right, Dean Hall in front. Do the lunge. Just kind of hurts you on the exit to do that, but not so bad. I think we got Guerrero in front now. Oh, Alonso Jr.'s gotten around Sullivan. Interesting. Also I do want to beat Alonso Jr. Remember, he's really close to me in the points. Even though we're really concentrating on Michael this season. Bouncer Jr.'s third in points right now. They're battling away at it up there. Get around Guerrero. Bobby Rahal runs a bit wide. He's trying to get around Dobson now. Right out to the grass there. All right, a bit of a run on Rahal here, but he's going to have to get around Dobson as well. It's going to get interesting into the final chicane. He's going to go side by side with him. Man, Rahal gets held up here. Oh, I get forced to the left side. It's not really where I want to be. Dobson's going to close the door on me. Very, very awkward. Just worried Dobson was going to slam on the brakes there. He actually gave me the space. I could have flew around the outside. But Bobby holds on to the position, nevertheless. Get around Dobson, though, here. Chase is on with Bobby Rahal here for third place. We're chasing a podium right now. If I was on the inside line there, I could have got both of them, but I kind of picked the wrong way to go through the chicane. I think Unser Jr. up front now is pulling away. Just get the inside here. Ooh, come on. Over-revved a little bit there. The first race, I didn't over-rev at all, and I had a mechanical failure. It's going to be funny if I make it through this one after over-revving a couple times. Hopefully not. We got Matsushita in front now. Rahal runs a bit wide. Back up that corner. I got to run now on Rahal here. Coming down the straight. This is not fun. Oh, we were 3 wide there for a minute. All right, let's try to do this better than we did last time. Right in the slipstream, Rahal. He's a bit far ahead. He's going to get stuck up behind Matsushita. Jump on the brakes. 3 wide. Oh, just make the corner. There we go. Get around Rahal. Let's try to get away from him now. We've got one more lap car in front here, the Randy Lewis. All right, we're now in third position. Danny Sullivan in front of me, not super far off Balancer Jr., so they're pretty much together up there. And let's hope they race each other a bit more and allow me to catch up. But back where we were in third place, I think, when the failure happened last time. Or we're headed for third, I think we're in fourth. Just about where we were fuel-wise and everything, too. So let's look at the lap count. So 68 laps to go. So plenty of time in this one. We still got 2 pit stops to do. We're about six or 7 laps away from the pit window and being able to make it without fuel saving or anything like that. So I'd say, actually, even if the caution came out now, we'd pit. That was terrible. It was a terrible chicane. If the caution came out now, though, we'd definitely pit and have to fuel save the rest of it. The more laps we do now, let's run out onto the grass, do a Zanardi there. Luckily, you can drive on the grass in IndyCar too, as long as you don't turn the car. If you turn the car, you'll spin out. There's not a lot of lateral grip, but in a straight line, it doesn't actually really do much. Little fun fact. That was a messy lap. Need to do better laps than that. I still pulled in on them, though. They're going to be through traffic. I mean, we're going to have traffic the rest of the race unless we get a yellow flag at some point, so. And if we do run this to empty, we'll fill it up all the way so that we can do a short fuel towards the end of the race. Come on. Chasing Didier Days now. Oh, 8.6 seconds. I actually am pulling him in. Let's just keep doing this. Oh, Days parks it on the apex there. Slipstream, we'll get up the inside here, headed into the chicane. Oh, that was bad. I just missed the heck out of that corner. Days is going to come back on me, maybe. Block the road, block the way. That is a classic I outbroke myself kind of corner, but at Cleveland, you got enough room if you do that. That's what makes some of those other circuits so hard, the street tracks. I'm really not looking forward to Meadowlands, I'll be honest with you. That track was so hard last season, I was surprised I made it through that race last year. Now with the realistic damage, I just don't even know. I'm almost looking at that as just, it's gonna be a DNF. I don't know how I'm gonna make it through that. All right, 8.2 seconds off, despite the bad lap. Sullivan's losing Unser just a little bit. Yeah, Vancouver, Denver. There's a lot. So we replaced one of my favorite tracks, Pocono, with Denver, another street circuit. So it's just IndyCar is very road heavy in this era. You know, it was there are a lot of people that criticize this era. Believe it or not, if you think back to it these days, I feel like everybody universally kind of loves the late 80s, early 90s of kart, the pre-split era, but a lot of people at the time just hated how there were only a few ovals. It feels not too dissimilar to these days. You gotta make sure you recognize what you do have before it's gone. Yeah, we'll go to Surfers in the next season, which Jeff Wood here making his car a lot wider than it should be. Nice run out of this corner. A little far back, though, but maybe I can slipstream him here. I'm going to catch him right when we get to the chicane. Bobby Rahal's not leaving me alone. He's still in the mirrors there, just barely. All right, we got 12 gallons of fuel. We're getting towards the end of the stint. Should have about 10 more laps. Scott Brayton here on the outside. I don't like that, man. That was very uncomfortable. sides of them here. This is where the lap traffic is not so slow. I'm actually up to Scott Goodyear, who we started behind. So he's having a bad race, but they're not as slow as those really slow cars, and it's so tricky. So you have to pass them very honestly. Missed the turn in there. This is going to be the race of missed corners. I'm just so all over the place. All right, let's see if we can get a pass before that chicane for once. Just trying to get a good run through this corner. There we go. Get the inside of Goodyear. Neck and neck, though. Oh, man. That's so uncomfortable. All right. I just saw Danny there in the hairpin. Yeah, I've got the car tuned much better. One thing that happens when you reset the race is that all your settings stay for your roll bars and brake bias and everything. So that, I'm just figuring out how to drive the car a lot better. It's a little unfair that I get, a second try at it, because I just have a bit of experience more than I had the first time. But it is what it is. Try to do it on the first try, but we have a few, we'll call them entertainment rules. Kind of like stage breaks, but we'll restart races if needed for entertainment reasons. Hopefully you all understand. I always get a couple, I've done a few races where we've restarted, and I always get a couple hate comments from it, and I don't know. This is not very serious. In case you haven't noticed, this is purely for fun, and it's a heck of a lot of fun, so might as well try to at least have a little bit of fun today. All right, I'm closing in on these guys because I think they're stuck in this big pack. So we're nearing the end of the stint. We're not quite there yet, though. We could pit now and make it to the end, but if we do that, we're really locking ourselves into a very specific strategy, and if we get a yellow flag, it won't work out. So that's why we can't do that. In any other, if we knew this was like a Grand Prix and there wasn't going to be a yellow flag or something, I would maybe think about pitting right now because I have a lot of cars in front of me, but we might get a yellow flag, and that would ruin our race potentially. Right, 58 laps to go. We're well within the window. God, Andretti there, very slow on the brakes. Or Teo Fabi, one of them. Got AJ Foyt in front of me now. Yeah, we're doing really well. We got maybe another 5 laps before we pit. And all we're doing is saving ourselves some time in the final pit stop right now. We got AJ Foyt in front of me here, I believe. I could have passed him there. He gives me the space anyway. Come on, AJ. We got Bettenhausen and Cheever, who are both doing, I'd say, pretty well today. But we're going to try to get around him here. That should give us some clean track before the pit stop, I think. We'll see when everybody else pits. I hope they pit a couple laps earlier. There comes the fuel light. There's my shift lights gone. Whoa, Allison Jr. in the pits. That's really early. Is he? Oh, both of them. All right. Well, this is good for me. Do the lunge on Tony. All right, this is my time. This is my time to get some space on them. It looks like they're all just pitting. I've got a really light car. They've got very heavy cars. I think I'm going to be able to do 2 or 3 laps here. And you'll see if I can get around Cheever here quickly. This should help me out quite a lot. Go around the outside of him. Okay. Oh man, Cheever. Making a big mistake there, forcing him off the line. All right, I lost a little time there, but let's head down. This is my time to do a few fast laps, and I've got light fuel, they got heavy fuel, so I should be able to pull a bit of a gap, and we'll see if that can change the gap to the leader once the cycle's over. So at least 2 more laps in me. This is great. They pit so much earlier than I thought they were going to. Maybe need to fix them a little bit, but no, we're staying out. This is good. We're clear track right now. I've got low fuel. I'm doing qualifying laps. They're doing laps on full tanks. The tires just aren't a big deal in IndyCar too, especially on a road circuit. On an oval, it can be, depending on the oval and your tire wear and stuff. And I'm also going to have probably a pretty clean pit lane. All right, I think we can do one more, but I might come in this lap just to make sure we don't do anything too stupid. But this is only going to get better in the next stint too. If we stay green, I really want it to stay green now, because I think this is really going to help me at least gain a few seconds on him. Yeah, we'll box this lap. We'll box it. All right, Thay's in front. He's going to hold me up a bit here. All right, go down the backstretch. I could make it one more lap, but we won't. Seek past Thay's. We'll get into the pits here, nice and easy. Find our stall. Hopefully, it's so narrow. We're just very, very scared of everything right now. All right, get into the box. All right, there we go. Didn't miss it. Almost slid through. You could say box or pit. It's fine. All right, full fuel. We're done a stint. We made it through a stint of the race, so definitely no matter what happens now, just not speeding is the big thing we got to do here. 80 miles an hour is the limit. Cross the line here. All right. Oh, here comes Sullivan. I caught up to him. Oh, on the outside of Sullivan, able to stay in front for a minute here. He's going to have warm tires, though, and a little bit less fuel than me, so this is going to be where the challenge is now. Oh, the car is so sluggish. Do our best to stay in front of Sullivan here, though, but I think Allison Jr. must be right up the road, so that extra few laps just really, really helped. They might have got stuck in traffic as well when they came out of the pits, so it all adds up. No. Oh man, he's looking. We almost made contact there. It just hit the grass there on the outside, and it makes the car super loose suddenly, as it should. It just doesn't grip anymore. All right, Dobson here in front. 4.5 seconds off Allenser Jr. then. Man, we gained like 10 seconds because of the pit stop and everything. Oh man, I just absolutely murdered that corner too. Here comes Dobson. Sullivan's gonna get me there. That's all my mistake. Come on. Just get back into a rhythm here. I just really missed the turn in for it. All right, so we're looking for 32 laps to go. 32 laps to go would be our goal for the earliest that we can pit without having to save fuel. So we got to do another 20 laps or so. Get around Dobson. I'm bummed I lost that spot, but we'll get it back here. Right on him. 32 laps to go though. That'll be when the window's open for no saving. And then the farther we can go, the more fuel I can not put back in the car. And at this point, I think we're probably saving about 10 gallons on the race. So that's going to make the last stop just that little bit quicker. Car is so slow with full fuel though. It feels like I'm driving a stock car suddenly. Sullivan gets held up behind Randy Lewis, I think. Just gonna look to the inside here. I'll try to do the same. He opens up the corner, just trying to get a good run through there, but not able to get it up the inside. Right on Sullivan, fighting for second place. We're through the first pit stop. Things are looking pretty good. Unser Jr. is the quick one today, and he is really quick. I lost about 5 seconds to him because I made a silly error. But we'll see how close I can stay, and then hopefully through that next pit stop cycle, it gives me a shot at being really close to him. We got Matsushita here. Should be able to get him before this right-hander. He's going to hold it out there. Come on, hero. Almost understeered myself into the wall there. Might give it a click of rear bar just to help with the understeer. All right, 12 seconds off. Unser Jr.'s got himself some clear track right now, and he's pulling away. Up a lot of dust there. Sullivan's quick too. So bummed I gave that position up. That's a big driver error. 100%. Hopefully we can get it back at some point. Right up to the wall. That was a little scary. All right, 48 laps to go. About 16 away from the window opening. Gained a little bit on Unser that time. Maybe he's found some traffic again. We're traffic is what really helps, but as you see, like, I get caught up in it too. I've found that it isn't one of these games where the AI have a lot harder of a time most of the time. There's once in a while, especially on specific tracks, that the AI have a harder time getting around lapped cars, but by and large they do a good job at it, which just makes the racing even better. Chicane there, just matching Sullivan for lap times, I think, maybe slightly slower. We held station with Unser Jr. that lap. I don't think we're going to make up 11.7 seconds in a pit stop. We need that to be more like 4, maybe 5 seconds. Watching that wall, I'm getting a little aggressive with it, and I need to be careful. Lost so much time too in that lap. That wasn't even that bad of a lap. He's definitely just a lot faster, and I have to hope the lap traffic gets in the way. Back that rear bar. Couple lap cars up ahead, come across the line here. Just about, we're getting close to halfway. We're 2 laps away from it. Feels like a very long race because I did about 20 laps before it started. We got 30 gallons to go in this tank. We need to do about another 12 laps before the fuel window opens. And then from there we really can pit whenever. So we don't want to get caught out by a caution, but if we find a time where there's going to be a ton of traffic to pass and we feel like we could save time, we could pit right then. Oh, that was bad chicane. If somebody wants to help me out with math and do 1.25 times 23, I think that's how much fuel we're going to need if we go to the tank's empty. That's what I get for thinking about fuel while I'm driving. Dang, I've missed that corner like 3 times now. That's where Sullivan got around me too. It's luckily a ton of runoff there. All right, head down. I can't do math and drive at the same time. This is what happens when you have to be your own strategist. He's keeping it in on the outside. Man. 29 gallons. Okay, yeah, that's what I figured. It'd save about, so put 30 gallons in. We'll save a little bit of time in the pit stop. That's the current plan, and we'll adjust as we need. right, Sullivan's 5 seconds up the road now. Those mistakes just really add up. I think the important thing to remember today is that Michael Andretti is not in the top 5 right now. I don't know where he is. We'll look at the full results at the end, but that means we could potentially, even though it's not going to be as good as getting a win, we could at least pull in some points on him. And so it's more important than anything that I actually finish this. I would love to get a win or finish second, but a 3rd place is a lot better than a DNF, so let's try to make sure we get to the end. Pulled in a little bit on Unser Jr. that lap. I think he might be in some traffic. Yeah, let's hope Michael had a DNF, but we'll save that. We'll save the surprise for the end of the race. Let's just hope we don't see him poke into the top 5 at any point, because he's been known to have a late race charge. There. Yeah, we're points racing, everybody's favorite. No, I think we're gonna have something pretty remarkable happen if we're gonna catch Unser Jr. I think Sullivan is very much still at play because he's in a whole wad of traffic now ahead. Maybe we can catch up to him again here. Yeah, he's stuck. This is my opportunity to get back up to Sullivan. He's gonna, I think, get past one of them up here. Nice and smooth. Sullivan up the inside. I think this is one of the Porsches. 10.5 seconds now, really pulled in on the leader. We'll get up the inside of one of the Porsches at least. I think both of those lapped cars. Scott Goodyear as well. Right on the back wing then of Danny. Just like that, it changes. Got 24 gallons of fuel left. Right up to the edge of the track there. Get up the inside of Dean Hall here into the double right-handers. Just try to stay with Danny as best I can. I think he's just slightly quicker than me on pace. But if we can get him in traffic, that's all we need. All right, he's catching Ari, I think that's Ari in front. 8.7 seconds now to Unser Jr. And really ripping into that lead. You can see a bunch more lap traffic up the road. We had a quiet period there for a minute. It made me think that there's probably a big pack of cars somewhere. Wide. All right, Danny's back on some lap traffic, so we'll see what we can do. He's caught up to Ari, who's not super slow, and Ari's also catching, I think, Eddie Cheever up there. Oh, they're all squabbling for position to close up right onto the back wings. All right, here's Ari in front. The real-life Indy 500 winner of the season. Just get him into the S's here. Out onto the grass. Let's not do that. All right, nice and easy here. This is where you could easily have an accident or something. This Cheever's been known to be a bit erratic. Get up the inside of Eddie. Ugh. Danny's able to clear Randy Lewis quite quickly there. Danny bested me. A little bit late on the brakes into T1. Here we go. All right, we're about half tank of fuel. Catching one of the Newman Haas cars here, so we're right at lap 50. Oh, Sullivan gets held up. I'll run a bit wide through the chicane. It's all right. Better wide than too early. 36 laps to go. We're just 4 laps from our fuel window. We got one of the Newman Haas cars here. I don't know which one it is. I really hope it's Michael. That'd be excellent. I think it's Mario, though, would be my guess. If he has a red roll hoop, that's Mario. Yeah, that's Mario. Mario famously is quite tricky to pass, though. Very aggressive. So is Michael. I think it runs in the family. I hope it stays green because I'm really interested to see how this fuel strategy works out. I think we'll absolutely be able to jump Danny again and be interested to see how close to Unser Jr. I can get. A bit wide there in the exit, but able to hold on to it. All right. 7.5 seconds off the lead, 2 seconds off Sullivan in front. He's the second car up the road. We're nearing in on the final pit window, but we're going to run this thing dry if it doesn't, if we don't have a yellow flag, and then we'll be able to pit late and also short fill. We'll go for 30 gallons of fuel, which should get us to the end of the race. And so we'll save a little time. In the pit stop, and also hopefully gain a bit on the other cars if they pit a few laps before us. Trying to keep our hopes alive as best we can. We got a decent gap behind, so it's really this top 3, and like I was saying earlier, I just gotta make sure I finish above anything, because I think we're gonna gain some points on Andretti this race regardless. But we'll see if we can get at least second position away from Sullivan in front there. He goes through the hairpin. We'll take out the cone. Jeff Wood there. Looks like Sullivan's stuck up again. I keep not getting my shifts right here. I gotta be careful. Sullivan was in a couple of lapped cars. find. There it is. Got AJ Foyt in front here. All right. Should make it on. We'll probably have a little extra fuel, but it's always good to be safe. I don't want to get it perfectly on the number and have something weird happen. AJ Foyt quit a little slow there. Trying to get Foyt into turn one. We have made it to the start of the fuel window. If we pit right now, got full fuel, we should be able to make it to the end. So I think we probably could get away with like 26, 27 gallons of fuel, but we'll put 30 just to be safe. And we won't lose too much time doing an extra gallon or two. Still feel like I have no idea how to drive this track. We're getting to the final parts of this race and I'm still like missing my corners every other corner and stuff. It's such a tricky track. Big pack of cars here. 5.7 seconds off Unser Jr. He must be right up here. One of the Porsches in front of me here. Try to set these guys up for T1. I think we got Randy Lewis in front again. Really make the dive. We gotta clear these guys. Whoa, the Porsche's right next to me. Here we go. Get around a couple of them anyway. Sullivan's still 3 cars up there. Just haven't been able to get the traffic to work for me on this one, and my couple of mistakes really set me back a lot. You can imagine how much closer I'd be to Unser and everybody if I didn't make those mistakes. It's always a coulda, shoulda. Man, what are we doing? I think that's Randy Lewis. Maybe Barbaza. I'm trying to remember who drives the one with the black on it. All right. So I'm interested to see how early these guys pit, because they pit pretty early. I think they pit like 3 laps before me last time, and so in theory, they should pit like 6 laps before me now, if their fuel burn's the same and everything. 10 seconds off Unser Jr. now. He's going to be able to stretch this back out as I waddle through my traffic. Got King Hero on the left there. I have to get him into the chicane. All right, nobody between Sullivan and I now, but you can see he's pretty far up the road. Five seconds. I think that's right on the edge of what I'm going to be able to make up through the pits. So I really would love to pull it back in just a little bit, get in front of him. Yeah, Emerson from way back on the grid. He gets around Ray Hall, actually. He was with me at the start, if you remember. He didn't quite get the start in this one as he did the first one we did, but... All right, 28 laps to go. 12.2 seconds. Man, the clear track here, it hurts me so much. I just don't have the speed. Bobby Rahal and Emerson going at it back and forth behind me. I need you guys to not crash out of the race. I'm providing some padding to Michael. That was close. Sullivan lost a second to Unser that time. I can't even imagine. Yeah, I lost a second as well. Guys just got amazing pace today. Dang, I was really hoping we'd pit when I was like 7 seconds behind Unser Jr. I don't think I would have got him, but we would have been a lot closer as we really get close to that cone. Decent through the final few corners there. Oh, I think they're pitting. Or Sullivan is, at least. No, they're both in the pits. All right, this is my time to shine. Man, they're so early on the pits. We got 7 gallons left. All right, let's hope I have clear track for all this and that they come out in traffic. We've got the lead again. We're going to lead a few laps today, which is good. Yeah, Unser Jr. is going to come out not too far behind me. We'll see how big we can make this gap, and we are going to run this thing till it has nothing left in it. We should get like 4 laps, I think. The worst thing would happen right now would be a yellow flag, so let's all cross our fingers that that doesn't happen. Man, they're all pitting on the same lap. I wonder why. It's not normally how it goes in this. Have to check out the track file after the race. So I'm just 12 seconds ahead of Unser Jr. That was a really messy turn 1. Pulled it out to 20 seconds. Let's keep going. We got 5 gallons of fuel left. We don't even have the fuel light on yet. And these guys have already been pit for 2 laps. All right, 24 laps to go. Oh, come on. Don't need to do stuff like that. We got a few lapped cars ahead. This has worked out really well. I've had a lot of clear track. It's like Danny Sullivan's about 8 seconds behind Unser Jr. I don't think we'll be able to get Jr. in this. I think we might have 2 more laps in it. But we might pit on the next one if these guys... I might actually catch them this lap. They're going to be pretty heavy on fuel and stuff. I've got like nothing in the tank. I was hoping I'd be able to out-drag Thays here. Get him. Didn't lose much time there. Got Dean Hall here. He's very slow today. All right, I got through those two guys pretty well. All right, one more lap. I might be able to do 2 more laps. We'll see. This is the time I'm gaining on them so much right now. 22 seconds with Unser Jr., 30 seconds with Sullivan. I think I might be able to get Sullivan through this. And we won't be super far off Unser Jr. either. All right, here's Ari. We got the fuel strategy set. We're going to come in, get 30 gallons, 4 new tires. We'll send it to the end. We'll be a little quicker on the pit stop this time. You wait for fuel for about 20 of the gallons, so we'll save a considerable amount of time there. Come on, Ari. This isn't your race. Really on the line with making it one more lap with fuel. All right, I think I got to do it this lap. I just don't want to do anything stupid here in case I miss my stall or something too. Trying to get through this a bit faster. It's just so narrow. I got to be careful here. All right, coming to the fuel box. The pit stall. Oh, almost missed it. Trying to get a little water. There's one car coming in too. Tires are on. Fuel is in. Let's go. 80 miles an hour. Not a mile per hour more. All right, this is us for the end of the race. I'm still in the lead, coming across the line. 21 laps to go. Whoa, he's right here. He's right here. There he is. There's Allison Jr. Come on, get out on the track. He's right in front of me. So I've got second. And we're right behind Allison Jr. He's got warmer tires than me, though. But I know we've got a lot of lap traffic ahead. Race is on. Just go nice and smooth here. If I can stay close to him, we've got a little pack of cars up there. I think Rick Mears and stuff. That could do something interesting. Mr. Jr. getting caught behind. Oh, I thought he was getting caught behind Randy Lewis. He gets him. All right, we're way ahead of Sullivan now. I think almost 10 seconds. Why, there's a good pack of cars. This could be it. All right, I just got to set them up. Not sure if they took full fuel or not. Imagine you'd be at a pretty similar fuel load. They put a few laps earlier. Maybe took a little bit more fuel than I did. Hunter Jr. slides up the inside. As well there. It's a little uncomfortable, but now's the time to push just a little bit. Still, I need to finish this race. We're going to have some pretty good points on Michael today. Announcer Jr. looking for a pass here on a car in front. He gets held up into the final chicane. Is that Michael? It's one of the Newman Haas cars, I think. No, it's Dobson. Oh, Dobson. Let me by. I know I murdered you in qualifying, but this is for the race win now. Yeah, we got a 10-second on Sullivan, so it's really just what's in front of me now. Yeah, the B is for brake bias. You got front and rear anti-roll bars, which can soften or tighten the front and the rear, and then you got your brake bias as well. You don't touch them as much on the road, but I've been playing with the bars a little bit in this race just to help the handling. Stiffer on the rear will make the car oversteer more on exit. Stiffer on the front will make the car understeer more on entry. Or make it more stable in general. You can change the car quite a lot. Oh, Monster Jr. gets held up with Eddie Cheever. Up the inside, 3 wide, down to T1. Jump on the brakes, get it down to first gear. Right to the inside line. Hit the cone just a little bit. We're all right. Into the lead. Into the lead with less than 20 laps to go, I think. All right, nice and smooth. I need to try to build a gap to Unser Jr. I don't know, though. He's been so fast this whole race. Get it out on the dirt just a little bit. Understeer there. Nice and easy. We got a couple more lap cars in front. I think it's Rick Mears, though, who's he's not going to be too slow. I need to get around him nice and smoothly. Come on. I just need to not make any mistakes here. I think I can keep him behind me. All right, through the chicane. I cannot believe we caught up to him through the pit stop. It worked out perfectly so far, and I just need to seal the deal. 17 laps to go. We got Dobson in front now. Who is that? Or no, this is Guerrero, maybe. I don't know. Just focus forward. Monster Jr. is just a second behind me. A little bit tight there on the entry to try to get underneath Dobson. All right, we got a car between me and Unser Jr. now. This is good. That's the apex there. Quite get the chicane right there. I think I built a little bit of a gap, though. I think he might have got stuck behind Dobson for maybe a corner or two. 2.2 seconds now. All right, this is my... Please, Lola Cosworth, please stay together. We had a terrible nightmare that you blew a turbo, but luckily it wasn't a reality. We're sitting in the lead with not too much longer to go, half a stint really. Rick Mears here in front. You can see how much faster he is than a lot of the lap cars we've been passing, because I think he's probably in the top 10. It's just, we've been green the whole race, which I was not predicting. I mean, I guess this track, you would imagine it wouldn't have too many yellows, but in real life it seemed to always have quite a few. I think just because of how tricky it is to drive, and there's so much room to make passes, a lot of collisions occur. But we had a yellow here last season. Got really loose there. Jr. matched me that last lap. He gained a 10th. Right, we got a little string of lap traffic here. I need to get through this quickly, but nice and safely. All right, this might be a shot on Mears, as long as he's not looking to make a pass either. There we go. Oh, Jeff Wood too is very slow. Get him. All right, that's good. That was the best thing I could have done there. Unser Jr. had closed it up to 1.7. We got Hero in front. No! Why did I do that? Oh my God. thought to myself, why, like, don't lunge. I could just wait the corner. That's 100% on me. We'll watch the replay, but I did that to myself there. Oh, my God. I can't believe I had that race won. I had that race won. Dang. Yeah, there's the caution. I just didn't need to. I didn't need to go for that pass. I could have waited. I could have waited. That was my opportunity. That was my opportunity to get points on everybody. We'll watch the replay. I said, how many times did I say that I need to finish the race above everything? So here I come chasing Hero. It's tough to see from that angle, but I obliterated the back of the car. Oh, man. We'll watch from every angle. So this is my view of it. I could have just waited here and followed him through the chicane. I missed the braking zone is really what I did. He clipped me. I mean, I was headed for the apex. I think I was going to shoot a bit wide. But oh man. No, we're not teammates. Man, how many times this season is my race going to end with contact from an AI opponent? This is from the blimp view. I just wasn't far enough up on the inside, but he still turned in. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. It's gutting, man. I'm just not happy about that. This race was a lot of work, too. Doing it twice, basically. So I lunge up the inside there. I mean, I'm quite late on the brakes. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a racing thing, I think. I was going to shoot a bit wide anyway, and he went for the normal line or something. But, yeah, we'll have to call in Jimmy to rate that one. All right, let's watch the end of the race. Ryan Axelson just going to slide down the order here. It's about 12 laps to go. Allenser Jr. is leading the way, and we'll just put some music on, although it doesn't feel like we deserve it. Allenser Jr. leads the way from Danny Sullivan, Bobby Ray Hall, Emerson, Rick Mears, Raul Boisel, Michael Andretti back in 7th. We'll see how this plays out for the final part of the race. All right, green flag. We've only got 4 cars on the lead lap. Let's hope Michael loses a couple spots or something. I don't know. Ari, we're your biggest fans right now. But Allenser Jr. is absolutely going to take over second in the championship from me after this. Looks like Allenser Jr.'s pulled out 2-second lead over Bobby Ray Hall, or over Danny Sullivan. Bobby Ray Hall's fallen back again. I didn't know if Danny would have anything for little Al in this. So John Andretti's come up to 8th. Maybe the Porsche can overtake the Newman Haas car. I know I could have made up so many points on him. Oh man, it's such a bummer. I had 20 points in my hands. And this race, too, because the next couple are going to be so hard. I needed this one to go well. Doesn't make it any easier. All right, last lap. Alcer Jr. is leading the way over Danny Sullivan. And there it is, the finish. Alcer Jr. I mean, he definitely dominated this race. I just led for a quick stint in the middle there, but here it is, the final results. Alcer Jr. wins the Cleveland Grand Prix, leading 59 laps. Definitely got the bonus point for the most laps. Danny Sullivan finishes in second, 13 laps led. Bobby Rahal in third. Ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi. Last car on the lead lap, Emo. I have to imagine he would have went a lap down had we finished. This one hurts, guys. Rick Mears gets a top 5 finish from Raul Boisel in 6th, and then Michael Andretti getting 7th. So he's not going to get a ton of points today, but he's going to get some nonetheless. John Andretti finishes 8th ahead of Ari Leyendijk. Michael Andretti back in 10th. Teo Fabi in 11th. AJ Foyt finishing 12th. Tony Bettenhausen Jr. finishes 13th ahead of Jeff Wood in 14th. And Eddie Cheever, who helped me get the lead, in 15th. Look through the rest of the results. Didier Thays back in 16th ahead of Scott Goodyear. Dominic Dobson, Roberto Guerrero, Randy Lewis, Mike Groff, Dean Hall. Man, a lot of people finished this. And then myself, 23rd. DNF. There's only 2 other failures today. Matsushita, who got in the accident, so it's really just one car out of the race. Scott Brayton with an electrical issue finishes 25th. Hour and a half race. 0.461 margin of victory. Wow, they were very close. Just one caution, 8 lead changes, though. I led 13 laps on it. Yes, and Meadowlands is next. There's the car. It's pretty damaged today. Probably a write-off, that one. To buy a new chassis for the next race. Let's just save the replay real quick. Man. That's how these races go, though. You guys wanted it to be brutal this season, and it absolutely was. So if we look at the points, then Michael Andretti still leading the way, but only 17 points now, so they're within a race. That could have been me. I would have been even closer. Coulda, shoulda. Now I'm in a big battle here for third place, but Alcer Jr., 17 points off Michael Andretti. It has definitely opened up through this last couple of rounds. Bobby Rahal back in third position. So we've got a really tight battle here for third with Rahal, Sullivan, myself, and Leyendijk. Rick Mears finishes 7th ahead of Emerson Fittipaldi. Eddie Cheever's in 9th, and John Andretti's in 10th in the points, tied with Teo. Teammates, Porsche is back, 28 points apiece. Oh, that was a rough finish, but we're headed off next to the Meadowlands. That race is going to be so hard. If you weren't here last season, go watch the stream I did of the Meadowlands. It is definitely a tricky track, a tricky race. I'm going to have to practice a bit for that and figure out how to survive. Survival will be the big one for the next few rounds, something I wasn't able to do today. But I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. It was a lot of racing, it feels like, just because of the restart and everything. But it wasn't meant to be. Leading the race with 17 laps to go and having it coming together with Hiro Matsushita. The jury's still out over whose fault it was, but surely all the fans will be talking about it until the next one. But thanks for tuning in today. I'll try to be back soon with the next one of these and hopefully redeem myself. But until then, have a good weekend.
I'm Paul Page on YouTube, and this is GP Laps.